If you want a quiet ride, this loop is perfect. It follows narrow back roads away from the traffic. It's a solid 87-kilometer coastal loop, but it's super flexible since there are 2 spots where you can easily bail and shortcut your way home. Our first goal was a viewpoint above Calpe. We had a 6-kilometer ascent. The gradient isn't too steep, but we still had to work. Best of all, 0 cars. If it gets really hard, you can paperboy to make it easier. That's the beauty of an empty road. Who is it for? Almost everyone. My wife has an FTP of 117 watts, which is about 2.4 watts per kilogram, and mine is 3.4 watts per kilogram. But even with the low power, this peak is achievable. After we reached the top and enjoyed the views, the best part began. A long descent toward the small towns of Teulada and Benitachell. Our first city is Teulada. While we are descending this little town with a short, steep climb that leads right to the center of the old town. What I love about this place is the atmosphere. Around every corner you find the real Spain with this traditional architecture. Also, there are almost no cars, so you can ride slowly and look at the old buildings. Leaving the town, our long descent continued. We saw a few cars, but the drivers here are very polite, so we could just relax and enjoy the endless orange groves along the road. Next was Benitachell, a classic hilltop town. Keep your eyes open as you come down the descent, because this is the first bailout point to get back to Calpe. It leads to a really pleasant downhill run to the sea. We were just enjoying the ride down, completely unaware that we'd have to climb all the way back up. Once we finally figured it out, we just soaked up the sea views and headed back. Once we were back in town, we rolled through this incredibly beautiful street and headed toward the descent my wife was actually pretty nervous about. But she nailed it. And after that, we had a fast blast down a wide road straight into Xabia. But closer to the city, we turned into a local path again and found a short gravel section. For us, it wasn't a problem. However, if you don't like dust on your wheels, you can easily avoid this part by staying on the clean tarmac. When we entered the center of Xabia, time was running out. We needed to refuel for the final push. The city center has many lovely cafes and restaurants. We didn't want to guess, so we chose a place with a great 4.7 rating. Our main goal was to eat quickly, so we wouldn't waste an hour waiting for complicated dishes. The place was excellent. The staff was very kind, and the atmosphere was exactly what a tired cyclist needs. We ordered some big sandwiches, added desserts, and of course, a cup of coffee. After the coffee break, it was time to work again. We had a 3-kilometer climb with 160 meters of elevation. This was the last chance to turn back and ride home along the coast. But we decided to push to the end to see the reward on the other side. As soon as we reached the top, we saw a great view. All Denia by the sea, huge mountain nearby, and perfect, smooth tarmac. In the moments like this, you immediately forget about tired legs and just enjoy the descent. In Denia, it is just as peaceful. You can see cyclists everywhere. If you haven't had coffee yet, this is the best place for it. I've marked Café Ciclista on the map. It's a legendary spot for cyclists around here. But as for us, we just kept on rolling. From here we started our way back around Mount Mango. We decided to add a few extra kilometers to stay on the quiet country roads longer. Even though the main highway is empty this time of year, it can't compare to the silence of these backlanes. There is something special about this silence. It lets you either get lost in your thoughts or have a deep conversation with the person riding next to you. We prefer to explore the world this way, being outdoors, rolling through the local neighborhoods, far from tourist traps and the obsession with the average speed. For us, it's not about the numbers, it's about being in the moment. Even though it's actually quite warm during the day in the winter, temperature drops significantly as soon as the sun goes down, and you don't see many cyclists on the streets anymore. So we picked up the pace using the long descent. Riding through empty towns is a surreal feeling. You don't just see the landscape, you feel like it belongs to you for a moment. We entered Xabia just in time to catch the last golden rays of the sunset on a straight, empty coastal road. It was the perfect end to the day. Return to Calpe after dark. Usually, this road takes about 4 hours plus coffee stops, but because of the filming, we spent much more time in the saddle. In winter, the coast becomes empty, creating an incredible atmosphere. In moments like this, you feel like a kid again. Just riding a bike around neighborhood without a single worry in the world.